God damn, that was a lot of walkers. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Blazing Defender Report. I'm Travis Jones, the Blazing Defender. Welcome to a very, very special episode. This is kind of not my normal kind of thing that I do, but this is kind of the stuff that I want to start putting on the Twitch channel, was like just doing some new kind of stuff. And with doing that, I get the opportunity to bring on some great guests. And I have a good friend of mine from the Botched D&D podcast himself, my good friend, Dennis Robinson. What's going on, brother?
It's Dennis Robertson. I don't know why you get it wrong every time.
I get it wrong all the time. Well, if I said it right, it wouldn't be the joke now, right?
I suppose.
Yeah. Trust me.
Thank you, Travis, for having us.
When we're 500 episodes in, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, dude, he still does his name wrong." So it'd be funny, right?
Yeah. I don't know much. I don't know that much about comedy, anyways. Phil keeps telling me he's going to teach me the ways.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've heard that. I've heard you don't know much about comedy.
I just get drunk and hope that it happens. Like most things in my life, just get drunk and hope it happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why you get drunk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you hope things happen.
You just hope fucking things happen.
Yeah.
Man, there is nobody in the chat right now. I'm really kind of shocked.
I see 3 people.
There are?
Yeah.
Where do you see them at?
Oh, at least I see three watching now, anyways, because I'm
Yeah.
watching live.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
welcome.
They might be invisible.
Welcome to the chat, guys. Join the conversation, man. Say hi. But yeah, so I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. Read all the books, of course. Dennis has too. And there he is. What's up, Brian? What's happening, brother? And I know Brian's a big fan as well. So I'm really glad you guys could be in the chat talking about Thrones with us. And dude, Sunday, the final season, season 8. It's going to be fucking epic, right?
Yeah. Are the episodes they're supposed to be longer, right?
Yes.
They're not supposed to be the standard hour. What are they, like an hour and a half?
Yeah, I heard there's a couple even up to an hour and 45 minutes.
Okay, so they're pulling like a BBC thing.
Yeah, I guess. Well, and they said the budget for this fucking season is like epic.
Well, it better be. I mean, It's the last season, so they're going to sell like a shit ton of merchandise and everything else.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean,
so they're definitely going to have the money. There you go, House.
I went to fucking Target, dude. Target had fucking.
Oh, Target had it.
Dude, Target's got like 6 different kinds of shirts. And I wanted the Targaryen shirt. It's just a black Targaryen shirt with this the signal
the
right
red
here,
dragon sigil,
right there in the corner. Sold out. I mean, I've been to 4 or 5 different Targets and you can't find them now.
So you're a Targaryen guy?
I kind of am. Well, I'm dragons, dude. The 3-headed dragon. Rhaegar. Rhaegar got a bad rap, right? He was rapist and all this shit. Turned out Rhaegar wasn't such a bad dude.
No, he wasn't a bad dude. He just died like a bitch. He lost to Robert Baratheon. So we only saw Robert in one mode. We didn't see him in the super amazing fighter mode. So
yeah, and I'm looking at Robert Baratheon because I don't know if you know this or not, but I have went back and rewatched almost every episode from season 1.
Yeah, you were telling me you were doing that. That's
Yeah.
a long process.
It's one of the writers from the show.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Brian something. I can't remember his last name. Actually, I'll tell you exactly his name. I have it right here in front of me. But he did a article in Entertainment Weekly about the top episodes to watch before season 8 starts.
Okay.
Like the most Brian Cogman, Cogman,
okay.
Brian Cogman. So apparently he's been the writer on the entire series, one of the writers on the entire series, and he breaks down each episode to watch from each season. So I've done that. And I'm actually in season 6 right now. And I've already watched all of season 7 again. I started with that because there's only like 7 episodes, 6 or 7 episodes. So it's short. So that didn't take no time. What's that?
I said, was it only 6 or 7? I knew it was shorter than the other ones. Well, so then this season's supposed to be how many episodes?
I think just 6 or 7.
6 or 7? Okay.
Yeah, but they're longer.
Yeah.
And there were some in season 7 that were longer, but most of them were around an hour. So
yeah.
But dude, like Robert Baratheon, you look at him in season 1, which I love that dude that plays that character. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're like, that motherfucker, you couldn't whip nobody.
No.
But evidently he would. I mean, even Sir Berenson talks about what a fucking warrior he was, and he beat Rhaegar. Yeah. So,
well, to be fair, he does whip the shit out of Joffrey a few times. So,
and Cersei.
Yeah, that's true as well.
He smacks the shit out of her several times.
Yeah, that's probably part of why he's dead.
Probably.
Cersei doesn't really fuck around so much with agitating her. She tends to murder you.
No, she's like, looks like she's on her way to be the fucking Mad Queen, right?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be shocked. Because, I mean, she even says, like, I don't even care that zombies are coming. It's whatever. Well, as long as I'm last alive and I get to be queen for a little bit longer.
Fuck. Yeah, it's curious because it's some of the things I want to talk about, because there's a shit ton of fan theories. When that was some people in the chat, like Debo, Kurt, and Kurt says, I wanted to say this. My favorite moments are those when it seems like Daenerys has to say, how many times do I have to tell you I'm the motherfucking mother of dragons? Yes. Yeah, like she's a fucking bad bitch, dude. But there were a shit ton of fan theories. And
I even read a leaked script, like a synopsis of the season. Yeah. Man, I hope that's not what happens.
Oh, why did you do that, dude?
It was right after the last season ended. Like it was like a month or two after the fact. And it was like, leaked script for, or leaked synopsis for, season 8. So I couldn't help myself. I did the same damn thing when I watched, American Gods. I was like, this is a book. I can just see what happens. Okay. I wish I had done that.
Well, I tell you, I read a synopsis, supposedly a leaked synopsis for Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Is totally not what's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I was
I'm hoping this is
I was like, oh man, if they do that, I'm going to be pissed off. And it looks like from now with the stuff that has leaked online, the images, or I'm sorry, the scene where Marvel comes back and Thor gets his hammer right beside her head and all that shit.
Sure.
That is not what happened in the synopsis. So hopefully it's not what happens. But so is there any fan theories that like you really dig, like you give them some credibility?
There's one fan theory that I kind of hope is true, but it doesn't really fly anymore. And it happened before last season, which was that Tyrion is also a secret Targaryen, because there was this story about how the Mad King raped Tyrion's mom, which would explain like a lot of things. So they're like, what if Tyrion was riding one of the dragons and Jon Snow and Daenerys or whatever? And I was like, that would be really fucking cool because Tyrion is one of my favorite characters. But
so you don't think it's true though?
Well, he might still be a Targaryen, but he's not gonna be flying around on any dragons.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't think he will either, because I think Jon is definitely going to be on one.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. It's going to be those two.
So it's going to be those two. And apparently you can't ride one if you've already rid another one. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, because this all this is fucking based in fan theory. I've been looking at nothing but all week. So in the season 7, when Daenerys saves Jon and what's his name? The guy with the flaming sword. Daenerys? No,
it's not Daenerys. I can't remember all these freaking people's names. There's too many.
Well, anyway,
I can't remember my nieces and nephews' names, let alone freaking Game of Thrones.
I can't remember your name, so I mean, what the fuck? Give me a break. But apparently, when they're getting on the dragon so she can fly them out, and Jon goes, but some walkers run up and he starts fighting them. They say that's the reason they put that in the scene. Apparently, it was in the books. And I don't remember that, but that's the reason they're saying that Jon didn't get on that dragon, is because if he did, he could never ride the other one.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I mean that would be something. I mean, I guess that makes sense. The only problem is how would the books have covered it since that stuff happened
Okay,
after the books?
Here it is. It says, this is about John riding a dragon. And it says,
Sure.
A Song of Ice and Fire lore tells that no dragon rider can ever ride two different dragons. There's a dramatic scene in season 7 in which John nearly mounts Drogon to escape from the White Walker army, but he breaks away at the last second to charge his foes. People are theorizing this is because John is destined to ride a different dragon, more likely Rhaegal, and have him previously playing passenger on Drogon would ruin that.
Okay.
So, yeah, sounds pretty good to me, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that makes sense.
I don't remember that in the books, but I think that's pretty good. Like that's going to be fucking dope.
Yeah.
To see him.
No, yeah, it'll be super awesome with the two of them. I'd be very curious to see how they're going to do the two living dragons versus the Night King and the unliving dragon.
Viserion. Visarion's the Night King dragon.
Yeah.
Now here's another fan theory. I don't give this much credibility, but apparently they're saying that there's a possibility that Daenerys' connection with the dragon, because they're magical beings or creatures, she could break the Night King's spell over Viserion and bring him back.
I don't know. I think that guy's probably pretty strong for that. The only person I could see doing that would be Bran.
Yes. Yeah.
Bran would be the only person
I can see that.
that.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
And that leads me to another fan theory.
What's that?
That leads me to another fan theory.
Sure.
The only other fan theory that I've heard is that the Night King is actually Bran.
Yes.
And the Bran is time traveled and then turns into the Night King. And he's just sort of in this like weird little circular loop.
Yeah. I've heard that too. I've also seen some stuff that kind of debunks that, which both are great arguments, I think, right? But here is my favorite Bran versus the Night King kind of theory. Okay. And they're calling it the Mind Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like the infamous Clegane Bowl, right?
Sure,
we're all hoping we see.
God, I hope so.
I know, right? I mean, they've been kind of throwing that breadcrumb out there for fucking 7-8 years now.
Yeah.
So with this Mind Bowl, it's a theory that pits a showdown between Bran and the Night King on a cerebral battleground. So this is going to be the plan. John and everybody, Daenerys and everybody fights the ice or the Night King physically, while Bran attacks him on the astral plane.
Okay.
And it's already been established that the Night King can physically interact with Bran in his mental projections.
Yep.
So I think that's a pretty good one. Like, I think that sounds fucking dope.
But is it an astral plane though, or is it just that the Night King could just interact with him while nobody else can, sort of thing? Like it doesn't ever seem like the Night King's going someplace else.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. And when the Night King seen Bran, like when Bran was warged into like a raven or whatever. And the Night King actually looked up and seen Bran, and it shot Bran out of the animal.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I think that's pretty. I don't know. I think it sounds cool. It reminds me of one of my favorite X-Men comic books. Is when Professor X fought the Shadow King. It's very, very early on in the X-Men run, like maybe the first 150 issues or so. Xavier's very young. He ends up running into the Shadow King in like this third world country, and they basically sit at a table, but in the astral plane they're having this huge battle. So it's Farouk, yes, thank you, which was the Shadow King. Yeah, that was a fucking fantastic issue. So it reminded me of that, and I thought that sounded pretty cool. But also, what about the Night King? I'm sorry, let me rephrase. What about the theory that Bran is the Night King?
Yeah, isn't that what I just said a little bit ago?
Well, yeah, but I thought you were saying that. Are you saying that he like So you're saying it's a loop?
Yeah. So
Okay.
the fan theory is that Bran basically does something where he went back in time, like and then he became the Night King. So now that's how he can see himself when he's like astral projecting or whatever, because it's him.
Okay.
So
but didn't in season 7, didn't we see, maybe not season 7, maybe in season 6, didn't we see the origin of the Night King?
We see the guy, but the idea is that he actually went back physically, and that's his grown-up version.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Now the loophole with that would be like, how is that guy walking around?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Because Bran can't walk unless there was some weird thing about him going back in time, and then.
Well, you see, I thought that theory was when Bran, because remember, Bran is really special because no warg can really warg a human.
Yeah.
But he wargs Hodor.
Yeah.
And fucking broke Hodor.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Hold the door. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold the door. So what I thought, and I may have read this, I don't know, but I thought what happened was Bran warged into the Night King early on, like went back in time, warged into him and got stuck.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they said you can't stay in them very long.
Yeah, or you get stuck.
Or you fucking break them like you did Hodor.
Yeah.
But Night King ain't Hodor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
well, with the Hodor thing, wasn't that he went back in time to look at something? He was trying to figure something out, and he stayed there too long. But he was also inside Hodor at the same time, so it was like,
fuck. I don't remember.
I think it was like a dual thing he was doing.
Dude, I wish I'd fucking watched that today because I'm on that episode.
Oh, okay.
That is the episode in the season I'm in and that I'm on is Hodor, hold the door.
Okay.
So I'll look back and guys, just in case you didn't know, for all y'all watching and going to listen on iTunes and various other places, me and Dennis are going to do this every week. We're going to kind of rehash the show and get into episode 1 of season 8, it knocks out this theory, knocks out that theory, and then we're just going to talk about the episode as a whole. So keep tuning in for that because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. But I will, when we come back, I will have watched that episode and we'll maybe can kind of hash it out a little more and see what the deal is with that. But pretty good theories on Bran and the Night King, right?
Yeah, because I feel like we've been waiting for Bran to have some sort of big spectacle with his. I mean, the Hodor thing was cool, but it's not like Mother of Dragons level, like, because they keep playing him up to be like super, super powerful. And yes, he time traveled, but he's like, again, that astral projecting sort of thing. But we're just waiting for something big to happen.
Yeah, because I'm curious, what the role is of the Three-Eyed Raven. Like, they spent four seasons basically putting Bran on this journey to become the Three-Eyed Raven. And what has he done? I mean, Jon Snow is the guy that has kind of united the kingdoms against the White Walkers. I figured that would have been something Bran did. You know what I'm saying?
But I guess maybe the point of him, and I hope it's not true, but the point of him might have been just to be like, okay, Jon Snow's actually a Targaryen. Now to go tell him so they can like figure that whole thing out and whatever.
Right.
I'm hoping that's not the only
Sam figured it out.
Yeah, the fans. Yeah, the fans had figured it out a long time ago.
Oh yeah, the fans had figured it out, but Sam Tarly figures it out.
Oh yeah, Sam. Yeah, figured it out in the book. That's right.
Actually, it was his girl, the wildling. Can't remember her name, but she's
Tilly.
The one that kind of led him to it.
Isn't it Tilly?
What's her name?
Is it Tilly?
Tilly, I believe it is.
Tilly.
Yes,
okay.
Very good. Yeah, good job. But yeah, so I mean, Bran didn't even really do that. And it's like, come on, dude, you know all this shit, but you're really not telling anybody. You know what I mean? And right now he's in Winterfell with Sansa. So we're looking for a big reunion with all. I think everybody's really looking forward to seeing, Arya and Jon again. Because, the last time they shared any screen time was back in season 1 and I think episode 2 when Jon left for the Night's Watch.
Yep. Gave her needle.
Gave her needle. Yeah. So that's going to be pretty cool. But another theory I thought was very interesting that I had not heard of at all was, the Lannisters always pay their debts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're saying that this could prove cruelly ironic for Cersei, because when she paid off the kingdom's debt to the Iron Bank of Braavos, basically she fucked herself. Because it's kind of like, all right, like if I borrow money from a bookie or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to gamble on, well, he could come and fuck me up to motivate me to get the money.
Yeah.
But if he kills me, he gets nothing.
Yeah.
So when she paid her debt by stealing the gold at Dorne, basically the Iron Bank's like, we really don't have a vested interest in your success now. So,
wasn't the Iron Bank supposed to be funding her war against Daenerys?
Yes, but she paid them. They weren't going to give her any more money.
Okay.
Because basically the Lannisters broke, apparently, because of the war with Jon.
Sure.
Okay. And all the other wars with Robb and everybody else. So
constantly.
They weren't going to give her any more money. And she said by the end of the day, our debt will be paid in full. And I think she did this to borrow in the future more money to go to war with Daenerys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But now, after what they saw on the battlefield, they have a good idea. Their position is, her position isn't as strong, and they back winners. Yeah. Right. So what's funny is the theory that the Lannisters are pretty much undone by her paying the debt. And remember, I believe his name was Tycho. Tycho was the dude from the Iron Bank. He's a fucking, passive aggressive asshole, right? But he was basically like saying, "Ooh, your dad would have never done this." Like, he said it to her as a compliment. Mm-hmm. But I think what he meant was, the reason your dad wouldn't have done it is because then, we're vested in you to pay us back. Yeah. So we need to back you. Yeah. If you pay us back, all bets are off. Then basically we can go to where we want, and we're gonna go to the chick that's got dragons. Yeah. Because they don't know anything about the White Walkers right now. So
because they haven't really been spreading that news too much, and I wonder how they're gonna. If they're even going to pull in any of the other nations, are they going to bring in Braavos? Are they going to bring in the Iron Bank type thing? Are they going to bring in, is Dorne going to have anything to do with it? Or is Dorne just basically dead at this point?
Well, I think because they're going to hit the north first, with the geography, the way,
No, but I mean, are they going to bring any of those forces into the fight to fight the war?
Yeah,
or are they just going to be out of the fight and off to the side because they're across water, so they don't have to worry?
Well, you want to hear another theory? That's pretty cool. Because it goes along with that.
Okay.
And what is her name? Miss Missandei? The Red Witch. Missandei.
Oh, that's Melisandre.
Melisandre. Yes, thank you. Shit. I get her and Daenerys's little cute advisor. I get that.
That's Missandei.
Missandei. Okay.
Yeah.
So Melisandre, or how you say it again?
Which one? The witch?
Yeah, the Red Witch.
Melisandre.
We're just gonna call her Red Witch.
Sure.
So, all right, she told Varys that she's destined to die in Westeros.
Yeah.
Just like he is.
Okay.
But she said she left, but she was coming back. Here's a really fucking cool theory. And rewatching all these shows, it would be so cool the people that they could bring back that died this way. So she swore she'd return to Westeros where she would die. Audiences know about the ranks of the Red Priests of R'hllor and their armed branch, the Fiery Hand. So people have predicted that Melisandre will be returning with a literal red army. Forces of hundreds of fire magic wielding R'hllorites, basically, would certainly come in handy against the fiery frost troops of the White Walkers. So everybody, because I read more into this, everybody that died by fire comes back.
Oh, okay.
So Drogo, there's been a long list of people that died by fire that could come back.
Yeah.
So that would be fucking dope.
Interesting. Well, the other thing, now this isn't a fan theory or anything, but it might be kind of cool. If she went and gathered just a shit ton of red priests and priestesses, and then they were on the battle lines, and then they were rezzing people, like both sides are just rezzing people constantly. So it's just like, then it turns into like red zombies versus blue zombies.
Right.
And then it's just a matter of, can you keep up the whole resurrecting thing long enough to get through the night or the White Walker forces?
Yeah.
That could be a pretty gnarly battle scene with like.
Fuck yeah! Could you imagine?
Jesus.
I mean,
but then like, what other powers do they have? Like, what other fire powers do they have? Like, I don't know, because they don't show real much. They talk about it every once in a while, but they don't show anything.
Well, and they're talking about, that's a big fan theory, is who's going to be this Azor, whatever his name is, the prophecy.
Azor Ahai.
What's that? What is it?
I think his name is Azor Ahai.
Azor Ahai? Okay.
I think that's what it is.
I'm not sure. But yeah, I think,
like a flaming sword too. Yeah.
It kind of leads to the notion that somebody, whether it be John, Jamie, I've heard Jamie could possibly be this guy.
I've heard Daenerys.
Yeah.
Because the translation apparently is real loose, where it could go either way, or male or female, because it can be interpreted in a number of ways.
Yes.
Which I'm pretty sure he just did that so that way nobody would know who the hell it's supposed to be.
Sure.
Harder to narrow it down.
Smart though, right?
Oh yeah,
Pretty fucking smart. So it depends on who this person is, because remember, the Red Priest thought that Stannis was this warrior of light.
Yeah.
And apparently he wasn't. So
yeah.
But pretty cool. So like, check this out. Like, this is another one. All right. Tyrion, and dude, anytime, and this is the reason I always like when we do movie reviews and stuff, I'm like, if you didn't see it, then anything could have fucking happened. No matter what the character comes back and says just happened, if you didn't fucking see it, it all could have been a ruse, a lie, a misdirection, whatever.
Sure.
So, there's been talk that Tyrion is playing both sides.
Like living in the dead side?
No, like with playing the sides of either Cersei, because basically if the dead win, it doesn't make any difference. He's fucked.
Sure. Yeah.
But if they win, there's still going to be the battle for the throne. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So in season 7, when Jon and them bring the weight back to King's Landing to show Cersei to get her to get on board with them.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck you all, I'm out. So Tyrion's like, look, I've got to go talk to her. I'll go by myself, which I thought was fucking weird. As bad as she wants him dead.
Yeah.
The only thing really keeping him alive was, Daenerys is there with her dragons, and if she killed Tyrion, she would probably just burn King's Landing down. Like, fuck the plan. Now you're getting fire and blood.
Yeah.
So basically, he goes and talks to her. You never see the deal until Tyrion walks back to the dragon pit and tells Daenerys and Jon that the meeting was on good terms, and then Cersei says she's going to mobilize with them. So Tyrion actually knows that Cersei won't back down, and that she plans to attack while they're away. And this is why he is so disappointed while Jon and Dany are still like, they don't know about the facade. Like, Tyrion knows Cersei's not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But he tells them that she is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I just find it hard to believe because
I agree.
Cersei wants Tyrion dead so bad, and he does not like Cersei at all anyways, for like a number of reasons.
Right.
He does not like Cersei. So I can't see why he would. I think he would probably rather die than be on Cersei's side.
I think he would too.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Yeah, there's been, man, you get into some fan theories that are really kind of fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's a decent fan theory if you can back it up with something, whether it's shit from the book. A lot of people are going off prophecies in the book that we have not seen in the TV show. And I don't get down with that because the people of this show, they're not going to have an episode, especially in the final season, and then revert back to some obscure prophecy that they haven't mentioned in the previous 7. You know what I'm saying?
If they haven't mentioned it, no. If they have mentioned it somewhere, even obscurely in an episode somewhere, it could be in season 1, episode 1 for like 2 seconds.
Right.
They could still pull that out, and then people would be like, "Oh shit, that thing from season 1, episode 1,
yes.
blah 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 blah."
Yes.
That's fine. But yeah, no, they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna introduce any new stuff.
I don't either, and nor should they. I mean, that's just bad.
They don't have the time for that.
Right. You really don't. Yeah. When you're in the final season, dude, you got to wrap up shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fully want them to, and that's the reason I've been going back and, rewatching this guy's list, with him being a writer, I know he knows what's coming next.
Sure.
And, with him giving that list of episodes, I'm like, oh, I bet one of these episodes is something's going to come back. And you know what I mean? And
sure.
I'm going to be like, oh shit, do you remember? You know what I mean?
Yeah. The chat says, but Tyrion also played up her feelings about her kids. And when he found out that she's pregnant, he uses that to get her to help them. I doubt Tyrion would double cross Daenerys, considering Cersei hates him and has tried to kill him 3 times. Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same.
Yeah, I'm on the same.
I don't
I'm on the same
think
boat with
Tyrion wants her to die, at least not till she pumps out that kid, because that's like family, and he doesn't have that much left.
True.
So I think he doesn't want her dead at least till that happens. And I think he still cares about Jaime. Jaime might want him dead still, but
sure. Jaime is like one of my favorite characters in the whole series.
Yeah, he's grown on me a lot since.
Oh my god,
I hated him.
Arya's character arc obviously went from, especially when you go back and rewatch season 1, you're like, oh my gosh, she was a fucking baby.
Yeah.
And then 7 years later, 8 years later, I mean, of course she's going to grow up, but
sure,
man, her character really has grown massively. But to me, Jaime may have grown the most, especially when he basically leaves Cersei at the end of season 7 and is like, fuck you, I'm out. And you think the mountain might cut him down, but Cersei can't give the order.
Sure.
But there's several fan theories that say that Jaime is the one that kills her.
That is something I've heard as well. I don't think Jaime could do it, though.
You don't think he could?
It would be poetic.
He threw Bran out of a fucking window.
Yeah, but he didn't give a hot fuck about Bran.
Yeah.
He loves Cersei. He keeps doing stupid shit for Cersei constantly. Just the flower sigil house. Like, he didn't even seem like he really wanted to do that, but he was just like, well, I got to do it because, Cersei needs me to do this.
Right.
I don't think we should be fighting, these people, but we got to fight these people. And then finally at the end, he was just like, okay, look, there's like 1 billion zombies coming.
Yes.
I can't be on Team Cersei all the time. I got to go and do this other thing. And that was probably also in part because of Brienne.
Yeah.
Because those two have like a pretty special bond.
Yeah.
And she was just like, nah, you got to do the honorable thing and like come fight fucking zombies with me. And he's like, all right, I'll come fucking fight zombies.
Yeah, rewatching the series, and one of the episodes was when, it was after he had his hand removed and they're at Roose Bolton's,
the hot tub.
Yes.
That is when I started liking Jaime.
Holy shit,
I hated him
man.
up to that point, and that was a fantastic little like monologue scene where he's like, what place did the wolf judge the lion and all that stuff? Yeah, it was a cool scene.
It was fucking awesome, dude. And you finally get the true story of what happened when he killed the Mad King.
Yeah.
We've always, just thought, Jaime, he did the right thing. Even to me, he did the right thing, even before I even knew that.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that.
I never did either.
I figured he probably did something fishy anyways, because, everyone was trying to kill that king anyways. He just did it before anybody, could get there. But then when they explained it, I was like, yeah, no, that makes total sense to me.
Yeah. LMC for Life says Tyrion became more cunning and positioned himself in better situations from when he was in the beginning of game, but when he was bouncing from brothels and sightseeing. Yeah, but you look at Tyrion. Tyrion's really, really been lucky.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he's smart and he's crafty, but when the Mountain and the Viper, when they had their fight, if it wasn't for Jaime, Tyrion had been dead.
Yeah.
Like, he would have been fucking dead. And just to go back to our earlier topic of when we were talking about him being a secret Targaryen, a lot of people say because of what Tywin said to him while he was on the shitter, and he's like, "You're no son of mine." In that very scene, he told Tyrion at least 3 different times in the beginning of that scene, "You are my son. You are a Lannister."
Okay.
He tells him that several times, and I think Tywin was lying because he told Cersei that Tyrion was going to be executed. But
Sure.
He tells Tyrion, why he's, of course he's sitting on a shitter with a crossbow pointed at him, that he wasn't going to have him executed because he is his son and he is a Lannister.
I think he was going to have him executed because that dad was such a douche. I mean, he was fucking Tyrion's like love interest. I mean, she was a piece of shit anyways, but
Right.
and they even mentioned the fact that he constantly throughout his life gave him things so that he would fail, but Tyrion ended up succeeding. Or like he would just like taunt him with something like the woman that he married that was a prostitute, and then he paid all the entire army to fuck her or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was definitely trying to save his own life at that point. I don't think he had any plans to save Tyrion.
No, I don't either. But just the way he was saying that he was a Lannister and that you are my son.
Sure.
It's kind of like, was he saying it just to save his life? And he's really not. I don't know. It's a very compelling theory, I think.
Yeah, that theory is one that is one of those where it hasn't been touched on at all in the show as far as what happened at the castle when the Mad King showed up. But as far as like the books go, they all sort of mention like offhand, like this happened and this happened and this happened.
Right.
And then, oh, weird, she got pregnant right after that. Strange.
Yes.
So it's one of those things where even if they revealed that in this season, I'd be okay with it.
Sure, I would too.
Because I mean,
and
they'd have to touch on it a little bit, but
like the Targaryens, they incest was their thing. You didn't dilute the blood of the dragon.
Sure.
So with the Mad King, he's probably got some fucked up DNA swimming around in him anyway. It makes sense that you would have a dwarf or an imp.
And they keep saying because the sigil's a 3-headed dragon, so who's the third head of the dragon?
Exactly.
So maybe.
Which I'm like you. I mean, he could still be a Targaryen, but man, if he's not going to fucking ride a dragon, I really don't want him to be.
Yeah.
Because we've already had a secret Targaryen in Jon, right?
Sure.
So now it's like, how many other motherfuckers are Targaryen? Because we thought Daenerys was the last one.
Yeah.
And now we've got one. There's another one. Oh, well, fuck, there's another one. You know what I mean? It's like,
I think the first time I read the Jon Snow fan theory was like right after season 1 or something like that. They're like, oh yeah, no, that's a Targaryen right there. Yeah. And then we just kept talking about it season after season after season after season until finally like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
He's a Targaryen.
I knew from the moment when they're on Dragonstone and Daenerys comes back from burning. It's when Drogon took the spear and the wing.
Sure.
When Bronn saved Jaime from getting burned up. When she
just got done coming back from the flower sigil. I can't remember.
Yeah. Were it the Tarleys?
No, Tarly is
it was.
Was it Tarly's?
Dickon.
Oh yes. Dickon
Tarly.
Yes. That's right.
He was our boy from Black Sails and Umbrella Academy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Old Dickon. Yeah, I fucking cracked up, especially when Bronn started laughing because Jaime would get his name wrong all the time, and So yeah, but that's Samuel Tarly's. That was his brother and dad that Daenerys killed.
Okay.
Yeah, when they wouldn't surrender, and Tyrion tried to talk her out of burning them down, and she was like, "I gave him a choice, motherfucker. They're getting fucking roasted."
Yeah,
and so and they said basically it wiped out that bloodline because Samwell, he's Night's Watch, can't take a wife or whatever. Doesn't mean anything, but
whatever. He's gonna be putting a baby in Tilly.
Yeah, for sure, another baby. Yeah, because she's fertile as fuck. But so fuck, I forget what I was saying. Oh, when the dragon when Drogon comes back down, and Jon reaches his hand out and pets it. And it's cool. I was like, oh yeah, fuck, it's done deal.
Yeah,
it's no one can fucking do that.
Sure,
it's a fucking done deal. He's Targaryen. So
Brian in the chat said he thought the blind guy on the wall was the other Targaryen. He was a Targaryen.
Aemon.
The theory is anyways that the sigil is more of like a prophecy. So at the end of the day, there's going to be 3 Targaryens.
Right.
So it's going to be Jon, Daenerys, and Tyrion potentially, if that theory is true. Otherwise, maybe it was Aemon. I don't know.
Right. So this is my theory, which doesn't mean shit.
Sure.
I feel like the third Targaryen, the third head of the dragon, is going to be Dany and Jon's baby.
That was a thought I had while we were talking about it. You think he already got her?
Yeah,
Prager?
well, I mean, he fucked her on the boat.
Yeah. That doesn't mean anything.
After he come back from the
maybe shooting
before
blanks.
They went to the dragon pit.
He could be shooting blanks. He came back from the dead.
Jon,
He's got zombie come.
Jon's fucking nailing that shit. Ygritte or whatever her name is, the little wildling, she would have probably spit out a kid until he had a fucking killed.
Yeah, but he didn't do that. That was that dickhead Ollie.
Fucking kid.
Yeah.
Dude, I was just watched that episode too, and it's so fucking funny when she's got the bow on him and she goes, ugh, and he's on the steps. The kid, the Night's Watch kid, and he looks at Jon and goes, like, got her for you, bro.
Yeah.
Jon's like, what the fuck?
I'm not gonna lie. When I first watched that, I was like, I kind of hope Jon picks up the bow and shoots Ollie in the face and be like, oops, and then just puts the bow in somebody's hand. Like, I can't believe they killed Ollie.
Fucking, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Thanks for the cock block, Ollie. Hope I don't hang you someday.
Oh, fuck. That's fucking funny as shit. Yeah, I really, really, really want... I'd love you just sound fucking gay as shit, but I love Jon and Dany. Like I love their how they were fucking pissed off at each other. When Jon went to ask her for help and she was like, bend the knee, motherfucker. I'll help you. And he was like, yeah, I can't do that. And she was all pissy and
sure.
The whole time they were fucking eyeballing each other. You knew it was going to fucking happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, everybody was pretty sure it was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, like I said, and I think the reason that is not so they can join forces and fight the fucking White Walkers, which it is, of course, but so they can have a fuck kid. Yeah,
but I don't think they're going to have that kid during like the war or anything like that.
No, I don't think so either. I think and I definitely think it's something that's going to happen in the books also. Because let's be fair, season most of season 6, definitely all of season 7, and this is all new material. Like they passed the books up. I'm sure R.R. Martin has got with the screenwriters and said, all right, look, this is how my book is going to end. I'm sure he knows what the fat motherfucker's doing and why he won't fucking finish his book. I don't know, but I'm sure he's going to lay that foundation for other stories.
Sure. I think the reason he doesn't need to finish the book is now I had heard this or read this. I can't remember when the show first started, was in the middle of like a second or third season. They said, no worries on, the show outrunning the books because they had already gotten the entire story from RR when the show started. So that way, if he did die, they'd already have it. which is what I heard. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. That. And if you're going to do it that way, in RR's mind, what's the point of me finishing the books?
Sure.
Because everyone who would read the books is going to watch the show anyways and then get the story that way. Sure. So I may as well just do it that way and still make a shit ton of money just traveling around and being, treated like royalty.
Right. Yeah. So let me ask you this. Like, how do you think the season will end? Is it going to end happily? Are the good guys going to win? Dennis, you froze up on me, buddy. At first, I thought it was a really tough question, and now I see Dennis has froze in the chat. So, let me see here. Dennis, are you back? Dennis. Oh, his computer died. Damn it, my computer died. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's just me. All right. Okay, so this is what I think. Okay, while Dennis is trying to come back in. Yeah, he said, "Fuck it, I can't take it. I'm out of here." This is what I think. I think that we will beat the White Walkers. When I say we, I mean the people of Westeros. I'm Westerosian, right? And I think that, yes, Brian, it is live show problems for sure. This is live, guys. The Westeros will win. We'll drive back. We will defeat the Night King, but it's going to come at a very, very hefty price. Either Jon makes it or Dany makes it. I don't see both of them making it. I actually think Dany will probably be the one to die because in the prophecy that Razor, the Warrior of Light, the only way he defeats the Night King is by the blood of his love on the blade, which I think they called it Life-bringer or Light-bringer, the sword in the prophecy. So I think that is what's going to happen. There's going to be massive, massive loss. And Jaime could die. Cersei's definitely dying. I think in the Clegane Bowl, both will die. The Mountain, which can you kill the Mountain? I think Sandor is going to die as well. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's just it's gonna be very, very bittersweet at the end of this journey for the guys, for the Game of Thrones. So what do I think will happen with Bran? That's a great question, Debo. Bran, I don't know. Bran is got to be the linchpin. He's the three-eyed raven, right? And he really hasn't done anything. I'm trying to think of like something with Bran's ability. Like he's known the whites were coming. He's known the White Walkers were coming. So did Jon. Jon found out before fucking Bran did. And now Bran's this, this fucking robot Ultron kind of character that doesn't really feel any feelings because he's living in different timelines. I don't know. The Night King theory I thought was really, really good until we actually kind of see the Night King origin. Now, what my co-host, my absent co-host, Dennis had said was, I think, that he had traveled back in time and, the only thing he's done. He was kind of like the origin. He was the Stan Lee of Hodor, right? He kind of created Hodor. But it again, all this build up for Bran, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know whether he wargs Viserion, the Night King's dragon. I don't know if he's kind of the linchpin to stop that. Because, how the fuck are you going to stop that dragon? Granted, we got two others. But we don't know exactly what they're going to do as far as, are the other dragons going to fight their own brother, even if he's dead? I don't know. Maybe that's a dragon thing, man. You just wouldn't understand, Trav. I get it. Debo says, so definitely he should be at the forefront in this new season for sure. His impact on this season should be major. I agree. Totally agree. Because I feel like everything's been leading up to this season for Bran. And I think that could happen. I think it's not going to be Dany that breaks the magic that the Night King has over Viserion. It could be Bran. But let's think about this. The Night King knocked Bran out of a fucking raven. Now, granted, I don't think Bran was the three-eyed raven then, though. Maybe he's kind of like Captain Marvel. He had this little thing on his neck, and then when he became a three-eyed raven, he took that thing off his neck. Now he's OP as fuck. Who knows? We don't know. Bran knows because he's already seen the end of this, right? Or so he says. He gets all these timelines, he doesn't know which one he's in, actually. So it's very curious to see. I'm fucking excited. I'm so excited for the Clegane Bowl. Arya is already going to knock another 2 people off her list. Is she going to get Cersei? Is Jaime going to kill Cersei? Who's going to actually kill the Night King? Is it going to be Jon? Is it going to be Bran? Who's going to kill Viserion? Is it Bronn? Bronn's pretty fucking tough when it comes to taking out dragons. He put one in Drogon. We'll see. So I don't know. Maybe not. We'll just see. We'll just have to fucking wait and see, man. But I'm very excited. But yeah. Dennis said he'd be back in a second, but man, I think we're going to wrap it up. It's, we got 54 minutes. We're 54 minutes in. Guys, please come back because we're going to be doing a breakdown show. What do you think? What do I think is going to happen in season 1? Holy shit, I don't know. There's going to be some setup. There's going to be some build up, but I think they're going to hit the ground running. And I think the White Walkers are going. Now, here's another fan theory. The fan theory is the White Walkers are not going to attack Winterfell first. They're going to attack Westeros. Or, I'm sorry, King's Landing first. That would be fucking nuts. So look at it like this. Cersei could potentially be one of the first major characters gone. If they kill her then. She may escape. I wouldn't think they would kill her then. But dude, you got 7 episodes. It's going to be fucking huge. Each episode, with all this wrapping up, each episode should be tying up maybe not a major story arc, but getting really close to tying up a major story arc. I can't wait, man. I don't know what to expect for season 1. It's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. It's going to be big battles. They've already said, man, each episode is a huge amount of money, millions and millions of dollars. I'm thinking that they said it was going to be $50 million an episode was what the budget was. This is the most expensive TV series season ever. And it should be, right? Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. I think he's back.
I'm back. It only took 20 minutes because his computer is slow as shit. But I did it.
Glad you're back, buddy. So what do you think is going to happen in season 1?
No, I think you mean episode 1.
I'm sorry, episode 1. Yeah.
I think in season 1, Ned's going to die.
Yeah. No, Bran's going to get pushed out of a window.
I wonder if they're going to go straight. I can't imagine they're going to go straight into fighting, but I have this weird suspicion that they're going to try and mount some sort of defensive attack against the Night's King and get completely obliterated and then have to fall back. And then for a few episodes, they might turns into almost guerrilla-esque where they're trying to just keep pace and stay away and not turn. And then something happens in the 3rd episode or 4th episode where, all these people come in and it's this last ditch effort sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, that could be. That would be it. They got to keep us on the edge of our seat, right?
Yeah.
this is definitely what's I think will happen. Not specifically. This is very vague as fuck. It's not a prediction at all. But it's going to go bad for the first half of this fucking season. For 3 episodes, maybe 4, our heroes are going to take massive losses. It's going to look like it's over. And then, boom, Bran or something is going to be a catalyst that gives us momentum going forward. That's great storytelling, right?
Yeah. How long do you think the conflict with the Night King is going to go? Do you think it's going to go the whole season? Because then how do you do the whole Game of Thrones like Cersei and Daenerys thing?
I don't. I think that's, in my mind, I see it playing like this. They're going to defeat the Night King halfway through the season. It's going to basically obliterate the forces of the good guys. Of our Targaryen Stark of army, and I think that it's going to be something we are not looking at. And I don't know. Maybe, like you said, your boy, the faceless guy that trained Arya. I can't remember his name. He's got this crazy name. But maybe the faceless men come. But why would they? They worship death. I don't know. It's like an army from Braavos is going to come and save the day. I don't know.
That brings me to a question that I was going to ask, and then my computer died. Do you think any deities are going to show up in this season? Because there's the many-faced god who is basically all the gods. Then there's the Lord of Light, who's apparently like arch nemesis with the Night's King or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think they will actually show like a physical embodiment of any sort of deity?
I don't, but I do think their presence is going to be felt because we haven't seen any at this point. So I think to bring them like a physical embodiment of that in would be a little, you went too far. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But like Rhaelor, the Red Witch bringing an army of fucking dudes that are on fire with fucking fiery swords. Sure. Rhaelor. Rhaelor gave me this to fight the Night King with. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And let's look at it like this. Cersei's planning on attacking.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she thinks that she's going to attack before the walkers get there.
Yeah.
And then that decimates both armies.
What is Cersei going to do with the damn boat army? The pirates, they haven't actually run away. They're doing something mischievous. I don't know what it is, but they're up to something. But it's like, what would they do?
They're sailing for Dragonstone.
Okay.
They left season 7 sailing for Dragonstone.
Okay.
Because that's where Dany's base of operations is.
Okay, but all of her troops aren't there anymore. They would just be taking an empty castle, basically.
I don't know.
Not necessarily empty.
You've got the Unsullied in not King's Landing, but at the Rock.
Sure.
The Lannister, Castle Rock.
Yeah.
You've got the Unsullied there, which there were no Lannisters. They basically took an empty castle. Mm-hmm. And, season 7 ends with them surrounded by a Lannister army. So the Unsullied's in bad shape. I don't know where. They do have some of the Drogo's guys, the Dothraki.
Yeah.
Some of the Dothraki are there. I don't know what she has on Dragonstone, honestly. But they made it sound like, or made it look like, that they weren't going to be able to keep that castle because they were expecting to catch the Lannisters off guard, and Jaime's seen it coming.
Oh yeah. They outthought Tyrion.
You can fucking have it. You can't hold it. You can fucking have it.
Yeah.
So they've already been. Tyrion is not batting 1,000.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that he was lucky and good, smart and all that stuff before, and then as soon as he kind of teamed up with Daenerys, he's not been doing as hot. Early on, he was everything he was thinking and doing was boom, boom. And I've even done some of the weird shit that he's done on the show, and it's worked out, being sneaky with certain things. I'm going to tell this person one thing, I'm going to tell this other person another thing, and then see who tells who what.
Right.
I've done that. It works. Which is weird because all of these people have seen Game of Thrones. You'd think they'd be smart enough, but no.
No.
But then as soon as he got to Daenerys, like every plan he has sort of kind of goes to shit. So
yes,
I don't know.
Which now listen, from what we've been talking about this episode, is Tyrion on the right side?
Well, but his stuff's been going to shit way before he would have been plotting with Cersei.
No, but he really hasn't been giving her advice. I mean, giving her the correct advice. I believe in everything that Tyrion's been telling her. Like, look, if you go in with fire and blood, you're not changing nothing. You're just more the same. And Jon has told her the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, she could have took King's Landing 2 seasons ago when the dragons became full grown and she had the Unsullied and the Dothraki, but she didn't. She wants to be a different queen.
Sure.
So, I agree with everything he's saying. I'm just trying to give a little bit of, I'm playing devil's advocate. Totally playing devil's advocate. Debo says, how crazy would it be if the Night King comes out on top of all this and some characters are not as they seem to be? I'm talking about an epic plot twist of all this. Now, hold on. I've got something for you then, Debo, because it sounds ridiculous, but good writing trumps everything. And I've said that 1,000 times. Okay.
Sure. This
is Jaime saves the world with diplomacy, ? This is a made up language here. Okay. They discover secret buried in the ancient prophecies of Lord of Light, Azor Ahai. Yeah, you were right. And they have also managed to sum it up rather succinctly. The Lord of Light is a farce. Valyrian words for gold and hand are basically the same. The Valyrian words for Lord and Light are basically the same. Could a translation error have led to an erroneous creation of a religion? Will the true savior be the gold hand?
But he still has that whole flaming sword thing, right?
I agree. Not saying there's not a Lord of Light. We're not saying that. We're saying that the Lord of Light's prophecy has been misconstrued because of the Valyrian words are so close together.
Okay.
It says, for instance, the Lord of Light's army is called the Fiery Hand. These kinds of misinterpretations and mistranslations are discussed by Aemon Targaryen to alert us to look for them. But whom do we know with the golden hand? Jaime Lannister. The rest of the theory goes on and explains how Jaime will go to the end of the series on a positive note via diplomacy with the White Walkers, saving Westeros in a way no one could have predicted when the story began. Now, the reason I say bullshit is because you can't give the White Walkers anything. They're death. Yeah. Like R.R. Martin, I've watched all the inside the episodes. Like if you watch it on demand, when you go back and watch, there's it's basically like watching on DVD. And at the end, Weiss and those guys, the directors, they have basically said like the Night King has like, because everybody's like, what's his motivation? What's he want? Death. That's what he wants. Like he don't want anything else. He wants the end of all life. So, Well,
so there was it's not a fan theory or anything like that, but it's a parallel that I don't know if you're super familiar with World of Warcraft.
I'm not, but go ahead.
Or Warcraft. So they have this character who's an awful lot like the Night's King. He's called the Lich King, and he controls all the undead, and they all have blue eyes and shit too. And he he has a like giant flying skeletal dragon. Wow, this all sounds kind of familiar.
Wow.
But when they kill him, they say there always has to be a Lich King to keep the undead in check. So what if they kill the Night's King, and then they say, but somebody still has to be the Night's King, and then somebody basically has to take up his spot. And that's Bran, or maybe something like that.
Well,
and that's
and think about this. There always has to be a Stark in Winterfell, right?
Yeah.
If the theory about Bran being the Night King is true, and they stay in Winterfell, then they essentially did both. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I think if they did that whole thing where somebody has to stay the Night King and just keep an eye on all the undead to make sure they don't go crazy, I think he would just march all the way back up into the top. Because that's essentially exactly what happened in World of Warcraft. They just went back to the ice crown. They just stayed there, and he kept all the undead up there.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but that would be like a twist that most people that don't play WoW would probably not see coming.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of people play WoW, but there's a shit ton of people more that watch this show.
Mm-hmm.
I just, if the Night King, if we knew more about him, like if I hadn't been watching, I would think maybe there is something that he wants. Maybe his goal is to fight this prophecy to kill the Warrior of Light, this Azor Raya.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's his purpose. Maybe it's not death. It's this, like, that's his purpose, is to kill me. I'm killing that motherfucker. And then once I do, we're going to march our happy ass back to north of the wall. And
well, see, the only issue I have with that is in the very little amount of information that they've given us, who made the Night King? It was those like little elf chicks or whatever, right?
The first children.
First children. They made them. Why did they make him? Because they needed somebody to stop men, because mankind was basically murdering all the first children. So they basically programmed Skynet with one order, just kill man. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to extrapolate on that. And it's just murdering everything.
Yeah.
So I think it's more likely that than it
totally
fighting a prophecy that I don't even know if the prophecy existed at that point. I don't think it did. I think the prophecy came up after.
Yes.
Because the Night's King was like way, way back.
Right.
But they don't really give a timetable for when prophecies pop up. Or
I was wondering, rewatching everything, Debo said, my brain's about to explode. I can't take it anymore. Bring on season 8, damn it. Absolutely right, dude. Absolutely right. And then as we recap these episodes, we're going to be like, well, remember we were talking about Bran being the Night King? Well, that's fucking shot to hell. And you know what I mean?
Bran's dead in the first episode.
Right. The Night King killed him. But yeah, I don't know. Fuck, I can't remember what I was going to say now. But I totally agree with you. I mean, especially with listening to this director's talk. Oh, I know what it was. Rewatching like season 1 all the way back to now, like it seems like it all started when Dany hatched her eggs. Now, granted, in the very, very, very first episode, in the very first scene, you see some Rangers and some Night's Watch Patrol north of the wall, and they are killed by the White Walkers. Okay? Because the guy that Ned kills, he's like, hey, I know what I seen. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I guess that was before. I was thinking that maybe that you don't know when that actually happened, but with Ned killing him, obviously Ned wasn't dead yet. So, and then Dany's eggs hatched later. So, but it kind of seems like magic was dead in this realm for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And then, it's kind of like, it almost seems to me, there didn't have to be, but I'd really like for there to be a catalyst.
I think it was the Night's King waking up and like starting his like actual movement and thing like that. Like he's always been around doing stuff
because he was always alive.
But I mean, like he hasn't like been enacting any plans. But as soon as like he started to like move forward, like down south, I guess from like if he's at the tippy top and he just starts to gather his army and move along.
Right.
I think that would make more of a catalyst. Like the world's like, oh shit, something bad's gonna happen. Turn on magic again.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's why whatever's in charge, whether it be Raylor or the lady or whatever, had the dragons return.
Yeah, because what episode were the dragons born? That was a while, right? Because it wasn't until Drogo died.
Yes, it was when she burned Drogo.
Yeah, so
that season 1.
It was season 1, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the magic probably had more to do with the Night's King. I like to think it's more of the world trying to have like it's the antibodies
for
the Night's King.
Well, they're balancing the scales.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're balancing the scales. You got some evil shit going on over here. We need some good shit going on over here to combat it. But yeah, man. Anything else you want to add, man?
No, I think I kind of just want to get to season 8 already.
No, dude.
I just want to see what they're going to do. Like, what's the first episode going to be like?
I know. can't wait.
I can't even really figure out because you said it's 7 episodes.
I believe it's 7.
7 hour-and-a-half episodes. Like what? Like how are they going to even lay that out? Because they're already like set. Like the way they set the end of the season was the armies are almost at each other.
Yeah, I've watched like interviews with the writers and the directors, and they say season 1 they hit the ground running.
You mean episode 1 again?
Shit, yes, episode 1. Thank you. Yeah, episode 1, like they hit the ground fucking running. So that tells me that here we go. Episode guide. 8, season 8. We have I was wrong. 6.
Okay. 6 is the original number I had heard.
Okay.
Even still, 6 episodes.
Now, episode 6 is 120.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 5 is 120. Let's see. Episode 3 is 122. Episode 1 is 54 minutes.
Oh.
So they're fucking us on episode 1 already.
So episode 1 is a normal length.
58 minutes.
Okay.
So not all of them are an hour and a half. Dude, they've got to hit the ground running. They've got to.
I think the first episode then is going to be all prep. Like built, like setting everything up and like where is everybody at? What are they doing? That sort of thing. Episode 2, they start to get more like maybe even little skirmishes pop up or something.
They got to give us something huge in episode 1 though. Dude, it's been over a year.
It has.
And I mean, this is still entertainment, you know. They need that Negan, beating the shit out of what's his name?
Glenn.
Glenn, thank you. Beating the shit out of Glenn moment. I mean, like, just to be like, fucking Thrones is back. Because they give us a bunch of fucking setup and nothing really to scream at the TV about. People are going to be fucking furious, dude. They need to bring the fucking pain. Seriously.
I feel like
there's going to be a major death. This is my wild prediction. Major character death. And when I say major character, someone that was there from season 1, episode 1.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Write that down. So what? So
which one do you think it's going to be?
You got to do one now.
Which one do you think it's going to be?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, you just know one's going to die. Okay, got it.
A major character. Well, Brian says Brienne. Brienne wasn't there in episode or season 1.
Yeah, she didn't pop until season 2, right?
I believe it was season 2, season 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then Brian put, "What if the first episode is a backstory of the Night King?" I don't know if they'd spend a whole first episode doing a backstory because that's not a good way to get people like you said. Hit the ground running. Maybe a second episode, but I don't think they devote a whole episode to it. Same what
I feel like they've done that with the children, the first children.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot more backstory you can give him because he doesn't. Yeah, because he doesn't really give a shit about anything other than murder.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Dude, there's so many ways it could go, and I'm sure we're going to be back here next week going, "Oh fuck, dude! I didn't see that coming at all."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
I hope.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping it's not one of those. I hope it's not like Last Jedi, where we have all these fucking theories and we get all excited, and then the thing comes and we're like, "Fuck, our theories were better than this shit."
Exactly. Oh my
really
god.
Hoping. Really hope.
45-minute fucking show on nothing but theories.
I remember.
And none of them come to pass.
And I was hoping for some of them. Like Rey's parents.
One of them would have made it a better movie.
Yeah. Yeah, but hey, they're even talking about retcon that movie for the third movie, so whatever.
They're going to fucking have to.
Just ignore it.
And then that'd
be actually really funny.
And then we could tell Klotz to fucking suck a dick. Your movie got retconned.
Yeah. That'd be really funny.
That's how good your movie was. They had to fucking retcon it in continuity because it sucked.
Have you ever seen Clue, the movie Clue?
Sure.
You know the end where it's like all the different like da 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 da. Well, that's how they do the beginning of the new movie where they're like, "This is how it should have happened," and then go. That'd be funny.
It would be. It'd be fucking great.
Now we're getting off topic.
Yeah, that's all right. But, hey, we all know if Bran gets killed in the first episode, I would literally burn my TV down.
I feel like that would be such a letdown because there's been so much build up for nothing so far.
While you were gone, that's what we were kind of talking about because
I was listening.
Oh, were you listening? Okay.
Yeah. I just turned on the volume instead of because I have two computers going, one to watch the chat and one for this. So it's like this one went down, so I unmuted the other computer so I could listen to what you're talking to. That's how I was typing questions.
Yeah, I don't know how with Bran's fucking story. I mean, for 4 seasons, 5 seasons, they've been, getting this three-eyed raven thing going, and he hasn't done shit other than the Hodor episode. So I feel like Bran is he may not make it out of the season, but I definitely feel like he's going to be a focal point in the main story.
Yeah. I think all the characters that we started with are going to be have some sort of pivotal thing. Oh, I forgot. This was a fan theory that I wanted, or it's not really a fan theory. It's sort of like my own thing that I hope.
Yeah.
Is that Arya's wolf comes back with just a shit ton of other like wolves, like yeah, and just like it's not being controlled by Arya or anything like that. They're just buddies, and just comes with like an army of just wolves and stuff. And
no, that's pretty good because
they met up. They met up last season for a little bit.
Last season, yeah. And that was a really cool, because it was a little confusing, like because when she goes, "It's not you, girl," and then like Lemuria walks off, takes her wolves and leaves.
Yeah,
because my wife was like, "Was that not Lemuria?" And I'm like, "It was, but she's just not the same." Just like Arya's not the same person, Lemuria is not the same person.
Well, all the wolves are sort of mirrors of their owners.
Exactly.
To an extent, so it makes sense.
It makes total sense, especially now that she's got her own pack too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then with Arya going back to her pack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going back to Winterfell and getting with Sansa and everything.
I just want to see more.
Yeah, that's a great theory, man. Like, I fucking love to see that. Because, don't get me wrong, Ghost is still around, right?
They're the only 2 direwolves left.
Dude, that needs to be a fucking reunion.
And they've been trying to kill off the direwolves because they say it's too expensive to have them in the show. But if they're saying this budget is crazy, then fuck it.
You got fucking dragons, HBO.
They said it's actually cheaper to do the dragons than it is to do the wolves. Because they are real wolves. They just CGI the size, so it's like this whole other thing they have to do. Yeah.
Wow. Well, maybe, Damn. All right. Well,
but if this season, like, if they just wrote a blank check for the season, they're just like, do what you want. I'd be like, come on, direwolves.
Oh, I guarantee.
Bring on all the crazy. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I got a feeling these battle scenes are going to be fucking epic.
Yep.
We're probably going to see dragons every fucking episode.
Oh,
now you got me pumped for direwolves. It's going to be fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
What? Wolf haters, man. Wait, what's wolf haters? Debo, what do you mean, dude? We love them.
The way they killed Peter was dope.
Oh, the way they, I think what he means is the showrunners are saying, well, they're wolf haters.
Oh, yeah.
By saying, it's too expensive to do wolves. All we got to do is CGI a bigger fucking dog. But, but we'll give you a fucking 3 dragons flying around and breathing fire.
Wouldn't that be really great if they were like, all right, and now come the direwolves, and it's just like an enlarged Shar-Pei because the budget was much cheaper. Just make that bigger. And they just the actors are just, they don't even know. It's just CGI anyways.
I would rather see a White Walker Shar-Pei with like where his skin's kind of hanging off his skull and he's fucking people up and shit. It'd be fucking dope.
And it keeps lulling people into a false sense of security because they're like, oh, it's so cute. I mean, it's awful, but it's so cute. I have to pet. Oh, I'm a zombie now. But we should probably call it before we just keep running down the rabbit hole of other fan theories because we could just probably go forever till Sunday night.
But guys, make sure you come back. We will be doing an episode next week sometime recapping season 8, episode 1 of Game of Thrones final season. It's going to be fucking epic. If you couldn't tell, Dennis and I are both excited. I know the chat's fucking pumped too. Dennis, where can people find you on the interwebs?
They can find me at Botched, a D&D podcast on all your podcatchers. We have a comedy D&D show where we get drunk and do fucked up shit. Right now, we just started our 4th season where it's actually like a Call of Cthulhu, 1932 New York sort of theme, and people seem to really enjoy that so far. You can also find me on Saturday nights at twitch.tv/botched podcast, where I get drunk and play dating simulators. Right now we're playing Doki Doki Literature Club, and then I can't wait to start playing Genital Jousting.
Genital Jousting.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll send you a trailer, Travis. Don't you worry about that. And then on Sunday nights, I get together with some of the other hosts on the Giant Size Team Up Network, and we play, whatever games. I think we're playing Terraria on Sunday, twitch.tv/GSTU Media.
Yeah, and if you guys are following The Defender, I was looking at my channel the other day, Dennis, and it appears like when you all are online and I'm not, you can watch it on my channel too.
Yep, same goes for you. Whenever you're on and we're not, it does the whole. It's hosting or whatever. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's so cool about Twitch. I really, really dig that. So guys, follow Botch, follow GSTU on Twitch. Check the notifications, and then that way, anytime any of us go live, you'll be notified on your phone with a push update that we are live.
And we are 9 followers away from getting Travis to the level he needs to get to affiliate. So if you haven't already hit that follow button, fucking click that heart right there, right up there somewhere, and give him a follow. Help us get
appreciate it. And if you know somebody, guys, copy and paste the link, send it to somebody, be like, hey, man, these guys are doing a Game of Thrones show now. I think you might dig it. Some people don't dig comic books, but, I do all the comic movie reviews. I'm doing TV show reviews now.
You do everything nerdy. I mean, you do Star Wars. Man. Yeah, you do everything.
Everything.
Look behind him, for God's sakes. Obviously, he does everything nerdy. It's whatever.
Yeah. This is a fan theory that I have, is that
Travis took the Infinity Gauntlet.
In Avengers Endgame, what's going to happen is however Game of Thrones ends, the Night King or whoever, Thanos, is going to fucking show up, and we're going to have the fucking crossover event of the goddamn century.
It'd be pretty great.
It'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
I'd be pretty into that. I'd be like, it's so stupid and yet so awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
All at the same time.
So stupid. Yeah. Really stupid. It's a great way to sign up the shows on something stupid, right? Yeah. But guys, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Blazing Defender Report. All you gotta do is, if you Google it, it's gonna pop up. Please like all my videos are going by the end of next week. Will be on the YouTube channel and on Facebook. So anytime you want to watch this, and I'm uploading them on Twitch as they fall off. I think they fall off every 7 days or something like that, Dennis?
No, I think it's like a month.
Oh, is it a month?
I think it's either 14 days or a month. I forget exactly how long they give you before they start kicking them off. Well, it might also be because you're not affiliate yet too.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But as long as you're uploading them to YouTube, then it doesn't matter. Everybody can watch it.
Yeah. Like I said, there's on one of the media platforms, there's definitely going to be all of them. So, like I said, tune in. And the great thing about Twitch is you do get that push notification anytime I go live. So, and there may be some video game stuff. I may be streaming playing some Destiny. I just started playing Batman Arkham Knight. I know, right? It's an old fucking game, but I never played it. What's that?
I was like, that's a pretty old game, but how do you like it so far?
Oh my God, fucking love it.
Do you?
Oh my God, it's awesome.
How far into it are you?
I am 44%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the skins you can do. I mean, you can do skins from classic comic books, and you can put skins on the Batmobile, and the Batmobile turns into this tank. It's awesome. It's a shit ton of fun. But I'm going to be setting up soon to where I can get some streaming done with that too. So a lot of content coming is the long and short of it. So guys, I want to thank everyone for joining the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking. Thank you for getting the word out on the Blazing Defender Report. I want to thank you, Dennis. Thank you so much for being on the show, man. It's always a blast.
Well, thanks for having me, man.
We'll be back next week, right?
Yep. I'm ready when you're ready.
Cool, man. And guys, it's a crazy world out there. Thank God it's not like the Game of Thrones, but sometimes it can kind of be. So be like Jon Snow, man. Just try to be the best person you can be. Try to pay something forward. Do something nice for somebody. Just treat people like you'd want to be treated. The world will just be a better place. So thank you guys again for joining in, and stay tuned for next week. And the Blazing Defender Report, our normal show where I do the comic book reviews, will be coming back sometime this week or next. Okay, so lots of stuff coming. Stay tuned. Thanks for showing up, guys. Peace.